And we're back! This is the Banner Saga Let's Play, streaming live on Twitch. I'm your host, Saigan. We just pissed off the Varl King Jorundr because we blew up the bridge at Einartoft to save them from the dredge. It pissed him off, but I am thoroughly convinced, and Ivor's on our side on this, thoroughly convinced that it was the right choice. Unfortunately, as usual, we are really short on supplies. The good news is, when we buy supplies, it'll probably go much easier this time, because we only have like 50 Varl who are sticking with us. Harsh words from one mother to another draws the attention of the entire caravan. My daughter marries Ragni or no one! That reed-thin tramp you call a daughter won't provide sons. The insulted mother bares her teeth, ready to attack. Let the argument play out on its own. Worry on marriage another time. Explain yourselves. Keep the women separated. Worry on marriage another time. Just shut up. The two women look embarrassed, which turns to anger. You worry about your fighting, I'll worry about my daughter. Both women glare at you before storming out. How the fuck did I make that worse? As you're nodding off to sleep, shouts of fire pull you back to attention. Flames quickly consume a supply wagon and a few tents. A woman cries out, "My boy," and points to a burning tent closest to the outlying Varl. Two of the giants are motionless, staring at the spreading fire with terror in their eyes. Go in after the boy yourself. Wrapping your cloak around you, the smoke, flames, and tent become a blur as you grab the boy and slice through the back through the back canvas with your hunting knife. You meet the ashamed look of the older Varl while the crowd cheers you on for your heroic act. Unfortunately, the supply wagon did not make it. I can't let a child die. Now he's just going to die of starvation instead. Yay, game. I knew that the Varl were not going to be able to help because they're terrified of fire. Oh, shit. What in the depths was that about, you mutter to yourself? Something about the fire, Oddleaf tells you. I've heard of this before. They don't like it. Doesn't change what happened, you think to yourself. How did the fire start? It appears that large figures following from the direction of Einartoft. Wow, that's just... There's so many typos in this game. Like, I love the game, it's very polished, but the number of typos are really throwing me off. Oddleaf watches intently before finally saying they have a cart. I can hear it. You slow to get a better view and spy a small caravan of Varl. Eventually they catch up. Oh my god, please join us with supplies. Ubin! What's up, Ubin? Never imagined you to be one to defy the king. What made you leave? Someone had to. What do you mean? LBRY is heading this way. A group of Varl from Wyrmtau showed up around the back of Einartoft, the long way. LBRY and his army chased them across the summer path, they said. Past Wyrmtau? That doesn't make sense. LBRY was at the bridge. He must have doubled back after that serpent appeared. While we fought on the bridge, he led half of his forces around to approach Einartoft from behind. The attack on the bridge was a feint. Don't let anyone tell you the dredge aren't clever. Einartoft will fall within a day. Maybe not. He's following you. I thought one of you might know why. Avon? Avon, you want to speak up, mate? Must be me, then. Ivor did kill one of the Sunders. Doesn't matter. Our only chance is to get to Sigurdholm. Juno will know what to do. We'll join you. I come bearing supplies. Thank God. Ubin, I could hug you. And warriors who would be happy to kill a dredge or two, I believe. Oh my god, we have supplies again. We have supplies. Not many supplies, but we have supplies. We have 29 renown, too. We did not actually gain many Varl. The caravan stops at a split in the road. Ahead, the path leading to Sigurholm veers off into the hills, which are now swimming with familiar black shapes. Dredge that way too, grimaces Eyvind. The summer path leads straight to Sigurholm, while taking the main road will add several days. They're everywhere by now, replies Ubin. I suggest we go around past Oxdorp. I agree. Juno will have to wait. Turn around. You turn toward the long way around. You turn toward the long round around Hawkstorp instead, hoping you've saved lives in the process. That was some gnarly writing. Yay! There's a village coming up. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. We're gonna make it to the village. A group of men with broad shoulders and thick cloaks approach the caravan. They might be outlaws, you hear nearby, and the idea quickly ripples through the clansmen. One of the strangers approaches, saying, "We've run out of food. Any help would be welcome." His hard eyes reveal nothing of his motivations. We have no food for you, and we can't take on any more mouths. Arrows suddenly slice through. Fucker! In the commotion, they grab what they can and run. They're gone before you can take stock of the situation. And after patching up the wounded, you have nothing to show for it but a little less food from that clansman. You enter a village of miners who want to know what has been happening recently between the rumblings of the quake and the sightings of dredge in the distance. As you look around, you see a lot of elderly and children and know that these people will only be more mouths to feed. We can't take on any more. We're on a mission now. The words stick in your throat when you tell the townspeople you won't be able to take any more into the caravan. They look disappointed but understand, planning to hold out as long as they can. I've just condemned those people to their deaths. Oh my god, we can buy food. We can buy food. We can buy food. Give me all the food you have. We have 15 days worth of supplies now. Who can we level up? Hogan? Oh, no, you're not even ready for level yet. You know, I'm actually thinking that it's probably okay to pass on leveling up Varl as often as you level up humans, because they already have really, really good stats. Trigvi could definitely freaking use some more armor breaking. And some more exhaust. That'll help a lot. Wait, is Ivor in the... No, he's not going to be able to fight. I don't know why I thought he might be able to. Oddleaf. This is going to take the rest of my points. Oddleaf or Rook? Rook has 3 armor break. Oddleaf only has 2. Ow. I can't increase it anymore. But what we can do... we can raise her exhaust. Which is totally worth it, I think. What is this? The Arl Seal, 1 will per turn. Svalin Dust, plus 2 armor. There's Farthingjord, which I would really like to equip on somebody. Let's give her 1 will per turn. Oh wow, he already had some points. Fantastic. Can you wear your belt yet? Nope, still can't wear his own belt. Give him some Svalin dust in the meantime. Poor Hogan has he's not gotten a single kill all game. I don't think he has anyways. If we rest, morale will improve. We have a lot of supplies now. So we'll rest for a day. Did not improve morale. I cannot wait any longer. Look at that, shouts one of your clansmen. The caravan stops to watch dredge pooling into the village you just passed through. I hope anyone who stayed behind got out alive, says Alette, but you have your doubts. Yep, I sentenced all those people to their deaths. They're coming, says Ivor, pointing out a line of dredge leaving the village and marking toward you. As you watch, the dredge in front falls over, then the one behind it falls as well. You hear a twang to your left. Nid, the archery student of Oddleif's, who you recall deftly shooting a snow rabbit, is firing arrows down the hill. Another dredge topples. That's incredible, says Oddleif, squinting. But we should get out of here. Odd's right, let's go. But why don't you come with us the next time you want to try out that bow, you tell Nid, who nods, a smile on her face. Yes, absolutely, Nid, you can come. Hey, it's another Godstone coming up. Stop! A resolute voice calls from somewhere in front of you. The surrounding terrain comes alive with armed fighters surrounding the caravan. No need for bloodshed, the leader says. Leave a couple wagons and pretend you never even stopped here. How about let you leave what you've got instead? The counteroffer takes the leader by surprise for a moment. We don't have time for this nonsense, hisses Oddleif, loosing an arrow before anyone can react, and the brigand leader falls over in a spray of blood. Oddleif, I love you. Marry me. Something sinister in the way Krumer laughs about this turn of events convinces the rest of the brigands to give up on their errand and beat a hasty retreat. I like your girl, Rook, he says, to which Oddleif gives him a dirty look. That did the trick. This game just... You cannot be a good person in this game if you want to survive and keep your clansmen alive. You really just have to focus on survival first, instead of morality. Oh, that music! That music's amazing! The Godstone of Dunder passes around you. In the frozen climates here, it looks like the rock is split and is falling apart, held together only by the deep snow. Curiously, when standing between the snows, the wind drops off completely, picking up again once you've passed through. I almost wonder if we should rest here for the night, says Ivor, who seems to have noticed the same thing. With all the snow around it, the dredge might not even be able to find it. Yeah, let's stay here overnight. You walk around camp before settling in. Along each strand of Dunder's massive beard is carved a different part of his story, and you turn your head to and fro to read it. While the Loom Mother was first to create, she soon found a counterpart in Dunder who embodied her ideals in a masculine form. Dunder took some of her creations, gave them beards, and showed them the secrets of smithing, though many remember him just as fondly for teaching them games and songs of mirth. Ah, phone, why? I'll let you guys read that while I respond. As the camp settles in, you notice a group of boys huddled around something. They show you an offering box carved into the godstone itself. The box is an elaborate construction of interlocking pieces which slide around when touched. We can't get it open, they tell you. It's like a puzzle. Let's try and open it. The boys take turns working out the puzzle and give you tips when it's your turn. Though you don't seem to make much progress. Eventually they leave to sleep until it's just you and a couple of other determined youngsters. Working on the puzzle box. It's hard to know how long you spend sliding around the smooth puzzle pieces, but when people begin emerging from their tents, you know you're in trouble, exhausted from a long, sleepless night. Worse still, the box remains closed as you shuffle wearily through the leaving caravan. Damn it! Did I not get my achievement for this Godstone? Oh, okay, there it is. Godstone Dunder. Some clansmen have discovered a large patch of wild fruit. When you approach, you see some people have begun to sample them. A mother frets about whether they're safe after overhearing one of the children say that it tastes funny. Others start gathering by the basketful. Observe someone who already ate some. After a short time, you notice the slurred speech of a young man partaking of the fruit. Besides a little drunk, he seems perfectly fine. It's fermented. Many clansmen follow your lead while others continue eating and collecting. Later that day, a few fruit-stained peasants stumble around with drunken grins. Apparently the fruit was fermented, not poisoned. Yep, I knew that. Gained +5 supplies, which didn't really make a dent in how many days worth of supplies we have. We're almost to Hawksthorpe. In the distance, Hawksthorpe smolders like an old campfire. Even from here, you can see black figures shambling through it. That looks like a dead town, remarks Ivor. Confirming your impressions, there's usually survivors, oddly reminds you. No, there's not. I hate to go against Oddleaf, but Ivor's right. That town is gone. It is not worth risking our lives to save maybe one or two people who are in hiding. We've had enough problems for one lifetime, you say. We don't need to go looking for them. Probably the better decision, replies Ivor. We need to get through this. A trail of blood leads to a clearing where you find a large wounded Varl. He is gnawing on his shield, swearing at no one in particular, and occasionally slamming his cudgel on the ground. If not for the heavy bleeding, you'd leave this one alone without a second thought. I'm afraid he'll, enrage if I try to talk to him. We could just leave food and medicine and walk away. I don't know if he's just angry, or... In a heartbeat, the Varl is on his feet, swinging his massive weapon. You jump clear as the cudgel smashes through the trunk of a tree. Your party scatters to avoid the falling timber. Once you recover, the Varl is long gone, leaving only a trail of blood, which you decide against following this time. I was afraid of that. Should have just left him some food and medicine. That is correct. Truth has pointed out in chat that making morally righteous decisions does grant you more renown, while they often do hurt you. This game is very difficult to find a balance in. The Godstone for Ingrid, goddess of knowledge, looks on as the caravan takes a much-needed rest. Ivor shoos some children away from a solitary dredge slinger lying dead beneath the stone. Should we be worried about that, you ask Ivor, pointing to the dredge body? I don't think so, he replies. Still couldn't hurt to have a few guards look around. Hours pass without warning. Inspect the Godstone. Ingrid's Godstone is carved with ancient runes, which don't make much sense to you, although Eyvind tells you some of the menders have deciphered them. It's how the menders learned the language of the gods. Past the largest stone, a long series of slabs contains more writing all the way down the hill. The odd thing, he tells you, is that the writing occasionally changes depending on who is reading it. Usually it describes the history of the gods, but it can be about nearly any topic. Sadly, Eyvind doesn't know how to read it himself. Juno could, he says. As you're readying to depart, you hear screams from near the main Godstone. The same boys so curious about the dead dredge before are shrieking and pointing. For a moment you think it must not have been dead, but then you see that they have opened a wrapping that was in the dredge's hands. Wait, says Ivor, his arm across your chest. This shouldn't be seen. Get everyone away. A chill sweeps over you. Alette pushes Bast and gasps. Stop, shouts Ivor, but the curious onlookers have already seen it. What happened? Leave it. On the ground before the dead slinger is a small stony figure, its hands searching for something it can't find. It's a baby. The dredge is a woman? What the fuck? In a war, it's only the males who fight. Are the dredge going through the same thing we are? We've been fighting these dredge the whole way. Why are women with children on their backs attacking us? They're not invading, they're running. They must be running from Nidhogg. Everyone stops dead in their tracks. The entire caravan is gathered around, aghast. When I spoke to Juno, she told me something was coming. She didn't know what. A darkness, something black is covering the world, and the dredge are running from it, just as we're running from them. The serpent, the quake, it's all the beginning of the end. Ivor, say something. Ivor, this isn't the time. When I was young, I killed one of the Sunder during the Second Great War. We called it Rays. Every time we would build our defenses, it would flatten them and push us back again. I became separated from the rest of the Varl and stumbled upon Rays deep in a snowstorm, alone. She was nursing. I threw my axe, it twisted in the wind, her son died in her arms. Wow. For a long time, nobody says a thing until a child breaks the silence. What do we do with the baby, she asks. A lump forms in your throat, looking at the small obsidian creature squirming before you. Put it to a vote. Insist on taking it with the caravan. Insist on leaving it behind. Stay out of this one. You argue strongly for showing mercy and humanity. Some of the women in the caravan hesitantly agree to take the dredge infant, while others are furious about bringing it along. Not long afterwards, one women comes to you. Its swaddling was being held by this, she says, giving you a hairpin that looks distinctly undredge-like. An inscription on the silver almost slips your notice. Persevere. From the goddess herself, if you ask me, the woman tells you. Man, this game. Where are we? We're almost to Sigerholm. Almost to Sigerholm, which means this is a good place to take a break. I need to eat something. Wow, this was a, this game is just rough, man. Okay, stream chat, I'll be back shortly for those watching on YouTube. Thanks for watching. This is the Banner Saga Let's Play. If you're enjoying this, hit like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. This game is depressing. I'll see you guys next time.